Welcome to the grand tour of my 300 Days Perfection farm. If you want to check out the 300-day journey it took us to get here, feel free to watch the 100-day series on my channel. Otherwise, buckle your imaginary seatbelts because I've got a glorious world to share with you. Oh, and I've got a Discord server I'd love you to join. An invitation link is in the description below. I'll see you there. Alright, let's start with the Ginger Island farm. The goal here was to take advantage of the fact that you can grow stuff year-round on Ginger Island, and so I've planted every type of crop, flower, and tree available in the game. Each quality sprinkler here has 2 different types of crop growing, and you can see the signs all the way along featuring images of each respective seed. The top line here has all the spring crops, and the second line has all the summer crops, and the third has all the fall crops. They're also all in alphabetical order, left to right too. And over here to the left we've got the miscellaneous crops: ancient fruit, pineapples, taro roots, and tea bushes. These don't fit into any particular season, so they've got their own little spot over here. And I'm sure you've noticed the fruit trees forming a line in the center. These are also in seasonal order, except the pomegranate tree didn't fit in, so it got relegated over here. And so I guess this farm is a museum of sorts, displaying everything, and I love how it's turned out. We've also got a little sitting area down here, a bunch of trees along here, which I think I may have gone overboard with. There's kind of too many trees, but it's fine. And I think the serpent pillars are a nice touch. Up near the house, I've just sprinkled pathing and decorations. We've got a chest area, which is nicely organized. We've got a Gorman frog shrine for some reason, and plants littered about. That's basically my philosophy when I design. Put plants everywhere. Here's a zoomed out run through for you to get a feel for the whole area. Alright, next up, let's have a squiz at the island farmhouse. It's colorful and vibrant in here as well, as you can see. We've got a sitting area over here featuring an extra long fish tank with 6 hat-wearing sea urchins adorned by some of my favorite hats. We've got a comfy bedroom here with this big bed, a random squirrel, and the butterfly hutch. The walls are also plastered with artwork. There's too many artworks in this game, so I needed to get some of them up. And back over here, the kitchen has a kind of pastel vibe with a casual dining area, and to the left we've got a more formal dining area, and I've got a little tailoring area here as I thought that would be a nice way to add some functionality to the space. And finally, another Gorman frog shrine. This one is kind of glorious with the pyramid decal above it, and one thing I like about this room is the stone walls that partition the large area. I think it made it flow nicely and it just makes it nicer to look at. Alright, so that is Ginger Island. And before we move on to the main farm, I think I'll quickly show you the ridiculous elements of my world, the shenanigans I got to off the farm. Firstly, we've got about 850 kegs sprinkled all over the place. The bus stop, the road, the tunnel, the quarry, overflowing out of the quarry, and the backwoods. I think these were all placed by around the day 190 mark of my journey. But honestly, the kegs are pretty tame compared to what we've got down here. This is about 900 crystallariums. I spent over 20 million gold buying the resources to make these, and all of these were crafted and placed between days 200 and 300, so that last episode was a lot of work. But enough of that, let's go to the main farm. Around the shipping area, we've got a bunch of decorations basically. It's kind of like a Junimo hangout area, and as we move left of the house, we've got Doofeldingus at the stables, and this mini obelisk which takes me straight to the big obelisks over here. Back here we've got the chest area featuring the statues of perfection, true perfection, and the endless fortune statue too, as well as a bunch of collectible statues in a row here looking pretty. This chest area is organized the way I like it, and I definitely use this space daily. And down here we've got our first Junimo hut with rows of trees either side, which I think is pretty sweet. I'm actually very happy with the design of the Junimo crop areas. Over here we have a little workspace. I made way too many crystallariums here, and inside the shed are my furnaces. These used up about 600 ore in one go, which was very handy to get through all the gold and iridium ore I had flying around. Just outside we've got a little campfire area and just the same kind of busy decorations vibe that I like to go for. And I think one of these pine trees should not be here. I think it found a spot to fling a seed, which is a bit annoying, but anyway. Down here we've got the rabbit hutch, also featuring a duck, void chicken, dinosaur, and blue chicken. And we've got a lava eel pond too. These trees have definitely proliferated illegally as well, so it's a bit overgrown. It wasn't meant to be quite so full of trees. Also in the coop we've got some looms down to process wool. And over here is the honey area with a winding path and a fence of seasonal plants. It's all very colorful and I'm a big fan of this space too. And here is our second Junimo area. It's in the same style as the first, which I think is nice for consistency, and it fits neatly next to the golden clock pond area. Looking at this area, it's kind of underwhelming to be honest, but I guess it's just kind of like a nice park with a pond vibe and also a giant golden clock, kind of like somewhere nice to sit. And you can see here I've got these kind of random fences. I just wanted to comment on these. I like placing these as it kind of just busies the area up. It makes sure that it's not too symmetrical, it's not too bland. There's enough going on that your eye kind of has stuff to be drawn to. Anyway, over to the left, we have another Junimo area, and this mirrors the one on the right of the pond. I've got Bobo and Wumbus chilling over here. We've got a stingray pond over here, and that leads us up into the animal area. Now, I've got a bunch of grass down, but also some pathing and lighting and the odd decoration too, just to keep things looking nice. As often, animal areas can just end up looking like a square box and a bit bland, so I've tried to avoid that. This barn is pigs, and it has 24 oil machines to process the truffles. And out here is a feature that I love. It's probably my favorite thing, even though it's very simple. It's simply the fact that this pig barn connects over here to this other animal area. And so connected over here, we've got the ostrich barn with its 24 mayo machines, and this coop over here has the golden chickens in it and 20 mayo machines. And over here is our final barn with cows and 1 token goat, as well as 24 cheese machines. So that's it for the farm animal area. And over here to the left, we have the final Junimo hut. This area didn't have space for 8 iridium sprinklers, so I've done 4 in a spiral kind of pattern. And I think this is actually my favorite Junimo crop area. There are a few decorations down here behind the barn, also some random knights over here for some reason, and a meteor landed here, which I decided to just leave as it's kind of cool, and a little campfire area south of the shrine. And then Grandpa's shrine itself. We've got the obelisks, and it's a symmetrical kind of deal. It's supposed to be kind of monumental, kind of reverent of old Grandpa. And over here, a little sitting area so you can come and visit Grandpa. Beyond that, I guess let's look in the sheds. We've got 1 keg shed and another keg shed and another keg shed, which brings our total kegs up to like 1,200. And then finally we have a crystallarium shed, which is 3/4 jades and 1/4 rubies. But that leaves the greenhouse. And this is pretty typical with the ancient fruit and 1 of each fruit tree. But other than that, I've lined the walls with plants and a couple of benches, so it's kind of like a nice place to hang out. Alrighty, that is the farm exterior. Let's check inside the farmhouse. Now this is an eclectic bunch of rooms, each with distinct flooring and walls, and each with a kind of vibe going on. The bedroom is kind of cozy in the bed corner, but then it transforms down into the fishing display room where I've got all the legendary fish and their relatives from that Mr. Key quest, plus a couple of other random fish featured in these fish tanks. And back up here, we've got Krobus's room, which I've decorated in his dungeon-like style, very bluish kind of hues. And up here is a very random room. I'm not sure why you'd have an axe or a pitchfork here, but it just kind of fits the vibe with the stone floor and the fireplace. Through here is the library sitting area. It's kind of classy, kind of cozy with the fireplace there. And over here is the TV room with a diner-esque table and chairs, which I reckon would be a great spot to hang out. Down the stairs, we have the entranceway with Skelly on welcome duties, and the dining area featuring spicy eel for dinner, apparently. I don't actually remember placing that there, but it looks delicious. And of course, we've got the kitchen, which is kind of boring as I just have 7 fridges, but honestly, I need the fridge space. And finally, downstairs, we have the cellar. I've rearranged the casks and chucked down a bunch of plants and some fences and some flooring, and it looks significantly less dank and stinky than it did before, so that's something. And that is it, my friends. But let me know, what do you think of the farms? Thank you so much for watching. Remember, jump on Discord and say hi. The link is below. Cheers.